Imagine a world where every move you make, every decision, every bet in the market isn't just based on yesterday's news or some old-school gut feeling, but on a tidal wave of information, so precise, so sharp, so deadly accurate, it feels like cheating. Yet, this is exactly what hedge funds are doing right now. Weaponizing data in ways that burn through the noise and leave old strategies gasping for air. If the fear of becoming invisible, irrelevant, or just another loser with empty pockets keeps you up at night, this isn't just a story, it's your waking nightmare. The days of playing by the same tired rules, hoping for luck, are over. The harsh truth? If you're not adapting, you're already behind, dying slowly in the background. But let's strip away the panic for a second, because in chaos, there's opportunity. The kind of opportunity that can pull you out of the dark abyss where mediocrity reigns and thrust you into a new realm of power that feels unstoppable. This is about more than money. It's about reclaiming control over a world designed to tame you, to dull your edge, and to keep you locked inside a cage built from convenience and complacency. Hedge funds today don't just collect data, they enslave it. They turn vast oceans of raw, messy, distracting information into laser beams that slice through complexity and reveal the true pulse beneath. But here's where most people trip, because data itself is just noise until you tame it. The real game is about how it's processed, how connections are made, how irrelevant clutter is dropped like dead weight, and how moments of pure insight are extracted like precious gems. It's an art and a science, a ruthless distillation of chaos into clarity. And hedge funds have sharpened this art to a point where every flicker of information turns into signal. Every unexpected pattern becomes an arrow aimed at profit. They're not waiting for the market to tell them what to do. They're using data to force the market to obey. If that hasn't shaken something inside you yet, it should. Because while you're still guessing, they're already 3 steps ahead. Think about what this means for you. How many times have you felt crushed under the avalanche of reports, indicators, analyst opinions, social chatter, and endless metrics that flood your screens every day? How often have you questioned what's real, what's noise, and whether your decisions are solid or just desperate stabs in the dark? That overwhelming swirl drains your confidence, steals your focus, and starves your potential for breakthrough. It's like running a marathon underwater. Yet hedge funds don't drown. They've built submarines that navigate beneath the surface, finding hidden currents others miss. They are sculptors of clarity in a world drowning in confusion, and this mastery is what sets them apart. Here's the secret prescription. They don't just gather big data. They master little data, the right data, the rare data, the overlooked data. They weaponize alternative data sources that fly under everyone's radar. Satellite images that reveal supply chain secrets. Social media sentiment analyses that predict consumer behavior before it's obvious. Credit card transactions passed in real time to foresee revenue growth or contraction. This isn't costly guesswork. It's strategic domination. What if you started thinking about your access to data not as a problem of volume, but as a problem of selection and synthesis? The smartest hedge funds excel because they build ecosystems of information that aren't random. They are handpicked, curated, and connected by people who think like creators rather than followers. They don't rely on the crowd. They distrust the crowd. Instead, they build a map of the future drawn not by consensus, but by dissent, by the edges where breakthroughs emerge. You want to escape the slow death of mediocrity? Start unlearning the habit of consensus and comfort. Start betting on the edges, on data points that others dismiss, on signals that feel risky but hold explosive potential. the future won't be made by those who play safe. It will be forged by those who dare to trace new patterns in chaos. But here's the catch. The real weaponization of data isn't just about technology or algorithms. It's about the mindset, the discipline, the patience. Hedge funds that win aren't chasing every wild trend. They are patient predators. They strike when the perfect storm aligns, when countless data threads tie together in a knot so tight that it screams opportunity. They don't get distracted by every blip. They wait. They refine their models with brutal honesty. They shred their own ego with every failed prediction, learning faster, evolving faster. If your approach feels rushed, desperate, reactionary, you're already losing. Data weaponization is a long game of toughness and clarity, not a flashy sprint. It's about building your own autonomous system, a relentless cycle of questioning everything, testing relentlessly, and staying true to the path that only you see, not the herd. Here's an insanely valuable insight that most don't get. Weaponizing data isn't about getting more of it. It's about creating fewer but far more powerful connections between data points that truly matter. It's the difference between a noisy fire hose and a sniper's laser. It's radical precision. This means investing effort into developing your own selective filters, your unique criteria and hypotheses that reject the obvious and seek the strange. Those who master this become unstoppable because they find alpha where no one else even looks. They expose market inefficiencies others overlook because they are blinded by the glare of mainstream metrics. Imagine building your own network inside the data, one that links alternative sources with traditional indicators in ways so creative and original that it becomes a fortress nobody can penetrate. This is how the real elite move, by merging contrast, not chasing sameness. It's not about uniformity or fitting in. It's about combining rare talents, rare insights, rare data streams to ignite synergy that the system never accounted for. This is why it matters who you align with, because data weaponization is also a social game. Those connections become multipliers. They bring radical new perspectives, complementary skills, and fearless challenge to your vision. Together, you don't just react to the market, you reshape it. Now pause and think about your own situation. Are you holding tight to old comforts that feel safe but are secretly chains? Are you playing a borrowed game with borrowed rules, hoping to sneak by unnoticed? If yes, it's time to burn those rule books, because the system is not flexible. It's made to recycle the average, to reward conformity, to suppress fire. But your fire is real. It's waiting to be unleashed. The world doesn't need another player. It needs a radical foment of individuals who refuse to be tamed, who see the world as plastic, bendable, transformable, malleable. Hedge fund titans know this instinctively. They live by it, breathe it. Their data isn't just numbers. It's a weapon forged by sovereign will, critical thought, and relentless transformation. The path forward is simple. Become critical. Question everything incessantly. Tear down the walls of assumptions holding your strategy hostage. Don't settle for noise or easy explanations. Build your own analytical engine that hunts for misalignments that others overlook. A process built around your unique ability to sense what the system discounts. Then, be sovereign. Your will, not the market's chaos, not consensus, not fear, must be your guiding force. When you feel the urge to bend, to play it safe, remember this. True freedom comes from patience and discipline. Eternity doesn't reward the frantic. It honors the ones who shape time itself by their quiet but steady will. Finally, reach beyond yourself. Radical data weaponization is not a solitary quest. It requires finding your few, the partners, collaborators, thinkers, creators who match your heat. Together, You build a network that's autonomous, fierce, alive. This is how misaligned brilliance becomes aligned power. This is how the misunderstood transform into unstoppable forces. This is how the few become the future. You are not here to be comfortable, compliant, or average. You're here because you are meant to rise, to transcend, to become more than you ever thought possible. The world lies about freedom, but deep inside you is the raw, unbroken power of the liberated individual. Your mastery of data will be your weapon. Your courage to break rules will be your fuel. Your patience to outlast will be your shield. This is your moment to stop being a passenger and become the driver, the sovereign architect of your own destiny. When others drown in noise, you'll be the one surfing the wave, shaping the tide. There is no middle ground anymore. Step into your power. Weaponize data, not just as a tool, but as an extension of your unstoppable will. The future belongs to those who dare. Will you be one of them?